Welcome back to Dream Homes. Ever feel like your living room just needs like something else? Something's missing. Today we're going to dive into a design element that might be the answer, and that is gray flooring. You might think it's super basic.
Yeah.
But using gray floors can really completely transform a contemporary living room.
What's really cool about gray flooring is that it can be both trendy and timeless.
Right.
It's not just a fad that comes and goes, it's really like a solid foundation that lets you build all sorts of different styles.
So we're not just talking about throwing down some gray tiles and calling it good.
No.
There's actual strategy behind this.
Definitely strategy. Think of it as a chameleon.
Okay.
It can create a warm and inviting space or a bold, artistic kind of haven. Or a minimalist masterpiece,
Yeah.
It really all depends on how you work with it.
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit.
Yeah.
First off, why is gray flooring? Why is it considered such a contemporary essential? I feel like we see it everywhere these days.
Yeah, well, it acts as a neutral canvas, which lets your furniture and decor really be the stars of the show.
Right.
So think about a room with sleek, modern furniture and lots of natural light.
Yeah.
Gray flooring really complements those clean lines.
Okay.
And, that kind of understated design, it
Yeah.
creates this sense of sophistication, and urbanity.
I can see that. I could totally see that working.
Yeah.
But I do have a question.
Yeah.
Wouldn't all that gray and sleekness make the space feel kind of cold?
That's a common misconception.
Oh, really?
Gray flooring can be totally warm and inviting, especially when you layer in different textures and colors.
Huh, okay.
Imagine combining it with a plush sofa,
Yeah.
some cozy armchairs, and throw pillows in rich, warm colors.
Okay.
Like oranges, reds.
I like it.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's really all about the balance. So the gray itself,
Yes.
it doesn't dictate the mood. It's how you play with everything else around it.
Exactly, you got it.
Wow.
Even adding in natural elements like a wooden coffee table or some plants can soften the look
Right.
and bring in warmth.
Makes sense.
And don't underestimate lighting.
Oh,
Soft, warm lighting can make a huge difference in making things feel cozy.
okay. This is making me rethink my whole living room. I always thought that gray was just for super minimalist spaces.
Well, it can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
It can be a fantastic backdrop for a bolder, more artistic living room as well.
Interesting.
Think about it like a vibrant artwork
Yeah.
and colorful furniture. It actually pops even more against that neutral backdrop of the gray flooring.
Now that you mention it, I have seen those photos of eclectic gallery walls against a gray floor,
Yeah.
and it does look really striking.
It does. The gray lets those bold colors and unique pieces stand out even more.
Yeah.
It becomes like a canvas for creativity. You
Yeah.
can layer in interesting textures, play with lighting to create shadows and highlights. Even incorporate different shades of gray in the flooring itself to make it more interesting.
So many options.
Yeah.
This is making me want to break out the paint swatches and start playing around.
Go for it.
So we've seen how gray can create a really warm and inviting space and also be the foundation for a more artistic and eclectic kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It really shows how versatile gray flooring is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a one-size-fits-all thing, It's like that chameleon we were talking about.
Right.
It adapts to your style and preferences.
I like it. Okay, so gray flooring's clearly more than meets the eye.
For sure.
But let's be honest.
Yeah.
Some people might worry that it's too trendy
Right.
and could look dated in a few years.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's a fair concern, but I think gray has staying power.
Okay.
Remember, it's not just about the color itself.
Right.
It's about how you use it. If you create a well-designed space
All right.
with timeless furniture and decor, the gray flooring is going to just blend right in
Right.
and keep looking stylish for years to come.
So it's less about the gray being in or out
Right.
and more about the overall design choices.
Exactly.
Got it.
Gray is adaptable.
Okay.
It can work with a bunch of different styles.
Yeah.
So you can update your look as you go without needing to redo your floors every few years.
That's actually really reassuring for anyone considering making that investment.
Oh,
you know,
totally.
in new floors.
It is, and don't forget,
Yeah.
gray is super practical too.
Oh, right.
It's durable,
Yeah.
easy to clean, and it can really handle the wear and tear of daily life.
Okay, that's a major plus for like any busy homeowner.
Right.
So it seems like gray flooring offers the best of both worlds,
I think so.
like style and function.
It does. It's a really smart choice for anyone who wants a contemporary living room that is both beautiful and practical. And, that practicality goes even further than just being durable. Gray flooring can actually make a room feel larger and more open.
Really? I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, because gray is a light and neutral color. It reflects light.
Right.
And that can make the room feel brighter and more spacious.
Interesting.
This is super helpful if you have a smaller living room
Okay.
or one that doesn't get a lot of natural light.
So it's almost like a design trick.
You could say that.
You can visually make a space bigger
Yeah,
just with the flooring choice.
exactly. That's one reason why gray flooring is so popular in modern design.
Oh, okay.
It often uses clean lines,
Yeah.
open spaces, and a sense of airiness.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
So we've talked about the practical stuff,
Mhm.
the style versatility,
right.
the ability to create both warm and bold looks. Yeah.
Is there anything gray flooring can't do?
Well, it can't magically clean itself,
Right.
but seriously, one thing to remember is that gray, like any color,
Yeah.
can look different depending on the lighting
Okay.
and the colors that are around it in the room.
So even though it's neutral, it still kind of interacts
Yes, definitely.
with everything else in the space.
Absolutely.
Got it.
For example, let's say your living room has a lot of cool tones.
Yeah.
Blues, greens.
Mm-hmm.
The gray flooring might also look a bit cooler.
Okay.
But if you have warmer tones,
Yeah.
like yellows, oranges,
Right.
the gray might take on a warmer look.
Got it. So that's important to remember when choosing paint colors and furniture.
Yeah, you don't want to accidentally create a clashing look.
Definitely not.
You need to be aware of the whole color palette and
Yeah.
how the gray flooring is going to fit into that.
Okay.
But honestly, I think that's part of the fun.
Oh, yeah.
Playing around with combinations
Yeah.
and seeing how they change the overall feel of the room. Totally. And speaking of experimenting,
Yeah.
I want to go back to something you mentioned before
Okay.
about using different shades of gray in the flooring itself.
Uh-huh.
Can you talk more about that?
Sure. You can get a really dynamic look
Okay.
by using different shades and textures of gray.
Yeah.
For instance, you could have a lighter shade in the main seating area
Okay.
and then shift to a darker, more textured gray in like a dining area or a reading nook.
So it's almost like using the flooring to divide the living room.
Exactly. It's subtle but effective.
Yeah.
It creates visual interest
Right.
and breaks up the space.
I like it.
And you can also play around with tile sizes
Cool.
and patterns to add even more dimension.
That's a really good tip. I love the idea of using flooring to create these subtle changes in mood and how different areas of the living room are used.
Yeah, it adds depth and personality.
Right.
And it shows that even with one color, like gray, you can create so much visual interest.
Okay, I am officially convinced
Right.
gray flooring is like the ultimate design tool.
It is.
But before we finish up, I want to put you on the spot.
Okay.
If you were designing a living room and gray flooring was your starting point, what style would you go for?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So many options.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably mix modern and bohemian styles.
Okay.
Picture a bright and airy space, lots of natural light pouring in.
Yeah.
The gray flooring would create a cool, calming base.
I like it.
Then I'd add sleek, modern furniture
Okay.
with clean lines.
Yeah.
Maybe a white sofa with some geometric throw pillows.
Sounds chic already.
Yeah, and then to add that bohemian touch, I'd use natural textures.
Okay.
Would rattan,
Yeah.
maybe a macrame wall hanging a woven rug,
Right.
and some plants for some green.
It's all coming together.
And of course, you can't forget that global flair.
Right.
I'd add some colorful textiles and accessories
Okay.
from different cultures.
So we've got this beautiful mix of modern and bohemian,
Yeah.
all grounded by that sleek gray flooring.
Exactly. And you can really tailor it to your own style.
Right.
Maybe you want a more minimalist look, or you want to go all out maximalist.
Yeah.
Gray flooring's a great starting point no matter what.
Well said. This has been such an eye-opening look at gray flooring.
It has been fun.
I think we finally busted the myth that gray is boring.
Totally. It's about understanding how versatile it is.
Yeah.
And embracing all possibilities.
Right.
Gray flooring is like a blank canvas waiting for you to make it your own.
I love that analogy. So to all our Dream Homes viewers,
Yes.
if your living room is feeling a little blah, think about gray flooring as your secret weapon.
It might be just what you need.
Yeah, it could be the design element that helps you create your dream space.
And remember, have fun. Play around with colors, textures, styles, and make a space that really reflects you.
We've talked about so much.
You do it, right?
From how practical gray flooring is to how surprisingly versatile it can be.
Yeah, it's been a great discussion.
But before we go,
Yeah.
I want to leave our viewers with a little challenge.
I'm all about a good design challenge.
What do you have in mind? Okay, so we talked about all of those different styles, right? Warm and inviting,
Yeah.
bold and artistic, even that amazing modern bohemian mix you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to hear from our viewers.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
Let's get that Dream Homes community involved, right?
Absolutely.
So to everyone watching,
Yes.
head to the comments and tell us,
Let us know.
what kind of living room would you create
Yeah.
with gray flooring as your starting point?
Don't hold back. Tell us your wildest ideas. What colors would you pick? What textures? What furniture?
What kind of vibe are you going for?
Yeah.
We cannot wait to see all the creative ideas that you guys come up with.
I know, me too.
And hey, maybe you'll even give us some inspiration for a future episode.
Ooh. I'm always looking for design inspiration.
Yeah.
So don't be shy.
Yeah, let us know.
Share your dream living room visions with us.
Okay. And that wraps up our deep dive into the wonderful world of gray flooring.
It really is wonderful.
Hopefully you guys learned something new today
Yeah.
and are feeling super inspired to create a living room that really shows off your style.
You got it.
Remember designing your dream home.
Yeah.
It's a journey, not a destination.
It's all about the journey.
Have fun experimenting.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to think outside the box a little.
Or be bold.
All right, thanks for joining us on Dream Homes.
Thanks, everyone.
We will see you in the next episode.